Eto na mga boss, kakapasok lang na balita. Grabe si BP Sara, nagulat sa NBI. Dawit si Marcoleta, inilabas na ang hatol, kulong na sabay-sabay. Base sa impormasyong kumakalat ngayon sa social media, mismong si NBI Director Melvin Matibag nang nagsalita na maaring makonbik si BP Sara sa kasong sedition at grave threat matapos di umanong mapatunayang hindi AI generated ang video na hawak nilang pagbabanta kay PBBM ni BP Sara. Pero baka makonvict din si Congressman Marcoleta, madadamay din siya sa kulong matapos sabihing fake daw ang inilabas ng NBI na video. Paano daw nila nasabing ang death threat ni BP Sara ay totoo kung kitang kita nila si PBBM buhay na buhay? Pero nagbabala si Congressman Laila de Lima na may kakayahan ng mga Duterte ikasatuparan ang mga bantang pagtodas, kaya hinahanap na ng NBI ang hitmang kinausap ni Duterte sa video bago pa si PBBM ni BP Sara mapatumba. Kaya ito, sabay-sabay nating panoorin kung paano si Vice President Sara grabe nagulat sa director ng NBI. Tawid si Congressman Marcoleta, inilabas na ang hatol, kulong na sabay-sabay. Pero bago tayo magpatuloy, baka pwedeng i-click nyo muna ang like, share, comment, subscribe at i-hit nyo na rin ang notification bell kung gusto nyo ng mga ganitong klase ng video para laging updated kayo sa mga susunod pa nating ibabalita. Kaya tara, panoorin na natin to.
Just a manifestation on the video that was played earlier. I'm referring to the video which is the bone of contention, the very basis of why there was an alleged threat to the life of the president. Yung pong nagsasalita si Vice President Sara Duterte dun sa isang kwarto na madilim. Opo. And I have a copy of a more complete video. And I can say that the video was spliced and edited out. Meron pong mga tanong doon that led to the Vice President's response. If I may read, Madam Chair, ito po yung tinanong ng isang vlogger by the name of Princess Maui regarding Project Romanov. Baka po totoo yung sinasabi nila or naririnig namin na may Operation Romanov sa inyo na balak kayong ubusin. Bago po niya binanggit yun, ni Sara Duterte, meron pong nagtanong sa kanya na vlogger about it was a concern about the threat on her life. So, ang Project Romanov ay hindi talaga para magplano na sa buhay ng ating Pangulo, kundi initially para ubusin ang mga Duterte. Base dito sa tanong ni Princess Maui. And I have a copy of the more complete video, Madam Chair, if you so desire to be furnished the copy of the video. And if I may add, Madam Chair, the statements made by VP Sara Duterte is mere political hyperbole rather than a true threat. Philippine courts have historically protected harsh, even offensive political rhetoric when it lacks a specific imminent call to lawless action. Impeachment cannot rest on rhetorical severity alone. Impeachment requires a disciplined inquiry into proof, intent, context, and official misuse of power. The statement was conditional on her own alleged killing, was later explained as an expression of concern for her security, and remains the subject of an unresolved criminal and investigative process. Sinabi nga po ni VP Inday Sara na siya mismo ang nagsabi that the remark was a plan without flesh and that the condition was her own death first, based on the Al Jazeera interview dated 26th of November 2024. Unless the House can prove that the Vice President made a serious operational instruction to an identifiable person or used her office to advance such plan, the allegation is better treated as a matter for criminal investigation and political censure, not as a self-executing basis for removal from office. And if I may end this manifestation, Madam Chair, based on the fourth verified complaint itself, the allegation arises from a statement made during a press briefing framed as a conditional and dependent on a hypothetical scenario. With due respect, this raises a threshold issue. At this stage, the committee is not determining criminal liability. It is determining whether the complaint alleges sufficient grounds based on its contents. A statement standing alone without an overt act, without corroboration, and without evidence of execution remains an allegation. And Madam Chair, habang pinapanood po natin ang mga video ni BP Sara, ang Pangulo ay nananatiling buhay na buhay, alive and kicking, at nakakapag-jumping jacks pa. So, buhay na buhay po ang ating Pangulo at malusog. Maraming salamat po.
Your
Madam Chair.
manifestation is noted. The Honorable Joel
Thank you,
Chua.
Madam Chair.
Is this quick?
Yes, very quick. Just a quick manifestation. Madam Chair, hindi po totoo na splice yung kanyang binabanggit kanina na video dahil ito pong video na to ay inauthenticate mismo ng NBI. Just for the record, Madam Chair. Siguro yung portion lamang na may relevant dito po sa topic natin, yun lamang po. Dahil kung pakikita po yung buong video, ay medyo magtatagal na po tayo. At yun po, Madam Chair.
We know the manifestation of the Honorable Chua.
Madam Chair.
You
Chair.
want to speak some more?
Opo, meron po kasing video na mas kompleto at hindi naman po katagalan yung mga preceding portions
If I
noon.
may interrupt, Honorable Marcoleta, we are referring to the investigation report of the NBI and not to any other videos outside.
Opo, sinasabi ko
These
lang
are the
po
submissions of the NBI
the
to the Justice
circumstances
Committee.
that led to VP Sara's response on that particular video.
We
Thank
note
you.
your manifestation, but nevertheless, we are bound by the rules to stick to what was submitted to us by the NBI.
Thank you,
Madam
ma'am.
Chair,
These
Thank you,
are
ma'am.
being submitted not as videos which surround outside. These are being submitted as videos, part of the investigation of the National Bureau of Investigation. And we cannot go beyond that. The Honorable Janet
Madam
Garin,
Chair.
the one who yielded the time in favor of Honorable Marcoleta.
thank you very much, Madam Chair. Before I go to my line of questioning, linawin lang po natin. Pag sinabi pong splice ay pinutol, dinugtong at nagkaibang meaning. Do I get that right, Madam Chair?
Maybe we should ask the National Bureau of Investigation.
Well, sabi nga namin, part po ng submission namin, that is authenticated. It was not splice. It was just, pag sinabi pong splice, para may ni-replace ka dyan eh.
In
Ito po.
other words, Madam Chair, it is not spliced dahil hindi mo pinutol at dinugtong para magkaibang meaning.
Yeah. And pwede naman po na kung there's time na nakita naman po napanood yung mong video. And in fact, dun po sa counter, yung sinasabi po ni Congressman Marcoleta, was already been discussed on the counter affidavit na sinabmit po ni Vice President Duterte doon po sa kaso sa DOJ. Kaya po na-raise na po yung mga issue na yan.
So, Madam Chair, can the
Actually,
NBI confirm, magkaiba po yung may puputulin ka at idudugtong para magkaroon ng ibang meaning vis-a-vis na kumuha ka sa specific portion ng video na merong threat. Tama po ba?
Kinuha po namin yung specific na portion na nagsasabi ng threat.
Okay. Let me move forward, Madam Chair. Nasabi rin po kanina ng ating kagalang-galang na colleague, si Honorable Marcoleta, na tila nagkaroon ng plano para ubusin ang pamilyang Duterte. Can we ask the NBI if there indeed was such a plan?
Si RD Lotok will answer that because that was part of the investigation na nagsabi na merong nga pong Oplan Romanov. So RD Lotok.
Madam
RD
Chair,
Lotok is recognized.
Madam Chair, may I just react to my ninang
After
regarding
the answer
splice?
of the NBI, please.
Opo. Kasi sinabi ko rin po edited out. So there could be omissions na hindi na-include po sa video.
We
So,
note
edit out.
your
Thank you.
additional manifestation.
Thank you po.
Yes, ma'am.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Actually, yung sinasabi ko po kanina, yung one of the reasons kung bakit nag-issue kami ng subpoena sa ating Vice Presidente ay para ho imbestigahan yung alleged threat naman sa kanyang person Unfortunately, nung hindi ho nag-appear ang ating Vice Presidente, wala ho kaming information whatsoever na pwedeng pagsimulan ng aming investigasyon. Yun po yung dahilan, Madam Chair.
So you confirm that you intend to investigate threat against the Vice President. However, she did not appear when she was invited to the NBI.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright.
That's part of our primary jurisdiction under the law.
Okay. DS Janet Garin?
Yeah. Madam Chair, baka pwedeng kumustahin ko muna si Director Melvin Matibag. Kumusta po kayo?
Hindi naman po. Medyo mainit lang po. Nasira yata yung aircon nyo eh.
Nakakatulog naman po kayo.
Well, okay naman po, except that siguro if you're repairing dun sa social media, we just noticed that me and my wife were under attack sa social media starting nung Monday until today. So,
Baka
I
kaya
don't
ka
know.
naiinitan.
Hindi naman po, relax lang po tayo.
Pero you can confirm to this honorable committee na lahat po ng impormasyon na inyong binibigay at lahat po ng mga dokumentong inyong binibigay ay dumaan sa tamang pagve-vet or correct vetting and wala po ditong peking dokumento.
Unang-una po, dumating ako, nandyan na naman po lahat ng dokumento na yan. It was already submitted to the Department of Justice. At dyan po lahat authenticated. Wala po kaming pinalitan, wala po kaming dinagdag. Ang nadagdag lang po rito ay yung aking order na magkaroon ng continuing investigation because to me and to the Bureau ay seryoso po ang threat sa buhay po ng ating Pangulo.
Madam Chair, napakarami po ng videos na plinay. Hindi ko alam kung meron pang ibang mga videos in the possession of the National Bureau of Investigation. Tanong ko lang po sa NBI, talaga bang lahat ng videos kanina ay totoo? Wala po bang AI doon?
Yes po, totoo po yan. Ayan po ay authenticated lahat po ng ipinasa namin sa committee pong ito.
Madam Chair, doon ko kasi sa video, meron tayong mga nakikitang galit na galit ang Vice Presidente. Yung bang parang gigil na gigil, no, na parang hindi siya makapagsalita ng diretso dahil sa galit. Hindi po ba ito manipulado o AI?
Nag-validate po yung aming mga technical personalities dyan sa NBI at lumalabas po na lahat po yan ay authentic at totoo. Wala pong AI. Gaya po ng sinabi kanina ni Agent Kalilong na lahat po yan ay totoo.
Sa inyo po bang eksperyensya, pangkaraniwan ba itong behavior ng isang highly positioned government official?
Well, I'm not an expert on the behavior of a person, pero sabi ko nga, meron kaming behavioral science department na aming kinukonsulta at katakataka po na ganyan yung behavior. At siguro naman po, if we'll go back to our history na mga dati na rin nanungkulan ng parehas na posisyon, hindi naman po yata nagkaroon ng ganyan po na pangyayari.
My last question, Madam Chair, kasi kanina may nagsabi, it was a political hyperbole, no? Parang joke lang. Hindi po ba, matanong lang yung NBI, kapag ikaw ay isang pasahero at nagbigay ka ng bump joke, sumakay ka ng eroplano at sinabi mong, bobombahin ko ito o may dala akong bomba, is it being considered as very serious by the NBI or other government agencies or pwede mong sabihin, joke lang po?
Well, hindi lang po sa Pilipinas, that is already an internationally accepted law. At nasa batas na po yan na sinabi na yung biro na yan ay hindi considered the biro but will always be considered as a serious threat po.
Yeah. Last comment, Madam Chair. Kunyari lang po. Ako'y nagsalita at sinabi ko, ipapapatay ko ang isang tao. Versus nagsalita ko, ipapapatay ko yung isang tao. May pagkakaiba po ba yun or wala?
From the point of view of law enforcement, ay susundan po namin parehas yan. Kasi it's not how you said it, but it will be the gravity based on the investigation. Pagsasama-samahin po yan, it will be the confluence of events. Ano pa ba yung mga naging action na yan? And if it's specifically directed to a person, at saka po yung who will be the beneficiary, at ano yung magiging benepisyo pa po other than sa monetary na maaring mangyari sa'yo?
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Just to manifest, bilang mga government officials, minsan may mga bagay-bagay na yung ating emosyon ay pwedeng pumutok. However, kaakibat sa ating posisyon ay ang pagkontrol, ang pag-decipher, ang pag-discern. Dahil minsan, kapag tayo ay palaging galit at lahat ng ating mga ipapahayag ay may kasamang galit, hindi maliliwanagan yung mga bagay-bagay na ating sasabihin. And oftentimes, when we mention these statements in the heat of our emotions, this can cause destabilization. Lalo't lalo na kapag ikaw ay naghahawak ng posisyon kagaya ng Vice Presidente o bilang pangalawang Pangulo. In other words, Madam Chair, allow me to manifest that the issues on anger, on demeanor, on statements that cannot be acceptable as members of highly ranking positions, lahat po ng mga ito, Madam Chair, ay dapat matingnan at dapat mabusisi kasi hindi po pwedeng sabihin natin na joke lang. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Thank you very much, distinguished
Thank you,
colleagues.
DS Gary. Chair Benny Abante is raising his hand.
Thank you, Madam
You're
Chair.
recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Kanina po pinapakinggan ko yung mga clarificatory questions sa NBI. Let me spin the statement of Mayor Baste on the Mussolini and the Romanovs, no? In relation to the statement of VP Sara on her being the designated survivor. Talagay ko, related po ito sapagkat ang pinapalagay po ni Mayor Baste sa aking palagay, ang mga Romanov at Mussolini, yun po yung ating Pangulo. Pero ano po naman sila? Sila po yung Bolshevik. Saka yung Italian Parisian na pumatay kay Mussolini. Yun lang po ang ibig sabihin yan Now, Madam Chair, the NBI should also look into this, sapagkat narinig ko in the past, nung aming pinag-uusapan sa Quadcom ito, merong 2,000 loyalists ang mga Duterte. I do not know if the NBI has heard that recently, sapagkat pinangkit po ng NBI ng kanilang security umaabot na 500 Pero I heard during the Quadcom hearing na meron 2,000 na loyalists. Hindi necessarily security na loyalists na member ng mga Marines at member ng PNP ang mga Dutertes. Yung po ba'y narinig na ng ating NBI?
Madam Chair, that's why earlier I'm preparing about the hearing on the Quadcom dahil doon nga po namin napika po yan.
Okay, so I hope that the NBI would also look into this, Madam Chair, well, nais ko muna balikan ang mga sinabi ni Ginoong Madriaga noong April 14, 2026 sa harapan ng committee na ito, So, may I request the committee secretary to please flash page 9 of the supplemental affidavit ni Ginoong Madriaga? Can we do that, please?
Secretariat, please flash the affidavit of Ramil Madriaga. With the clarificatory questions of Chair Benny Abante, we have crossed towards destabilization. That is for the guidance of the justice members.
Okay, thank you. Wala na po akong question. I just would like to make a manifestation on the destabilization and threat.
Yes, you may proceed, Honorable Abante.
Kung natatandaan po natin, Madam Chair, binanggit ni Ginoong Madriaga na pinagkasunduan ni na former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. At PBBM, natatakbong Vice Presidente si VP Duterte pero nang mag-2025, si PBBM daw ay pumayag na bumaba sa pwesto at iiwan ang pagkapresidente kay VP Duterte. Ngayon, in relationship to what VP Sara has said, being the designated survivor, in relation din po sa sinabi ni Mayor Baste about the Romanov and Mussolini, ang general objective nito daw ay sisiguruhin na si BBBM ay magiging presidente ng wala pang 4 na taon. At uupo si VP Sara bilang Pangulo nang hanggang magtapos ang termino ni BBBM. Ito daw ay para si VP Duterte ay maging eligible pa rin na tumakbo bilang Pangulo ng Pilipinas sa 2028. At kung hindi kusang loob, bumaba sa posisyon si PBBM para maging Pangulo si VP Duterte, ay meron silang gagawing tinatawag nating extraordinary measures na pwedeng gawin. Kasama dito ang, sabi ni Madriaga, assassination, mass resignation of government officials, civil disobedience, at armed assault on Malacanang. Kaya siguro po nasabi ni Mayor Baste tungkol kay Romanov at Mussolini. Kung titingnan po natin ang mga naging aksyon ni VP Duterte at tulad sa mga nilahad sa paragraph 110 to 114 ng Sabalya Complaint, hindi siya nag-attend ng SONA noong 2024 at dineklara niya ang kanyang sarili bilang designated survivor. Galing ano po. Ngayon lang ako nakakita ng leader ng bansa na mayabang at arugante. Oho, di ba? Ayan. Sumama at sumuporta sa mga prayer rally para sa akusadong si Kibuloy, kung saan nila kinestyon ang pagiging lehitimong presidente ni PBM at gusto pa nga ni VP Duterte. Ang sabi po, napugutan ng ulo si PBBM na bigay po dyan sa video. So para sa akin, Madam Chair, hindi may iwasang mapansin na mga aksyon ni VP Duterte ay tugma sa inilahad ni Ginoong Madriaga. Yun lang po ang gusto kong sabihin. At ito po ay nalalaman at narinig ng taong bayan, ibig sabihin, hindi lang po tayong uhusga dito, kundi ang uhusga dito ay ang buong sambayanang Pilipino. Maraming salamat po, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Chair Benny Abante. Still on the destabilization, may we recognize the Honorable Deputy Speaker Paulo Ortega.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Magre-request din po sana ako, wag nang i-play yung mga video natin kasi ang sama po talaga tignan. Wag na pong i-play, baliktad. I've said this during the 19th Congress in one of our press cons, sabi ko. Ang joke po talaga dito is yung iniisip nila na joke o ka-joke-joke o pa-joke-joke lang po yung sinasabi nilang joke itong mga threat sa First Family. I believe this is a serious threat at sigurado po ako na active threat ito sa buhay po ng Pangulo, ng First Lady at sa former Speaker. Hanggang ngayon, naniniwala po ako na ito ay active threat sa ating Pangulo. Kaya maganda rin po na nandito ang mga kasama po natin sa NBI at mga kasama po natin na kongresista. Sana po mabigyan po ng kaukulang atensyon to. Naghihiring na nga po tayo pero baka kailangan po tignan maigi ang seguridad ng ating Pangulo. We have to protect the President. We have to protect President Bongbong Marcos. And for my last manifestation, siguro, direkta na po ito sa direkta ko pong kakausapin ng ating Pangulo na sa aming native na language. Aganad kayo, Apo Presidente, aduti dakas nga taong handag sardeng agaramid timadi. Tanong lang hang kayong hanyo maala, hanyo magunod dato yung tagumpay para ti presidency kin para ti Pilipinas. Thank you very much.
We note the manifestation of Honorable D.S. Paulo Ortega.
Madam Chair.
Kahit hindi namin naintindihan. Nevertheless, with all due respect to D.S. Paulo Ortega, no, the videos that were played were part of the submissions and were in fact part of the investigation report of the NBI. So notwithstanding the fact that it offends our moral, legal, spiritual senses, I think it is significant that the committee see these videos in order to be guided in the determination of probable cause.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
The Honorable D.S. Albi Benitez is recognized.
Yes, I would like to add lang dun sa punto ni Honorable Abante at Honorable Ortega. Relevant po sa sinabi nung Madriaga noong April 14, 2026. Dahil po nakikita natin may pwede po mag-establish ng motive o motibo para sa mga ginagawang threat or destabilization. Ang pagbabanta po sa buhay ng ating presidente ay hindi lang isolated incident. Ito po ay hindi ginagawa in the heat of the moment. Hindi lang po ito parang sasabihin mo na bigla. Mukhang ito po ay may isang extraordinary measure na ginagawa at ito po ang binanggit nga ni Madriaga doon sa kanyang testimony at kung hindi po bababa ang presidente BBM. Nais ko lang po ipaalala at saka masabi sa ating mga kasamahan na ang pinakamakikinabang po dito sa kung mamatay ang ating presidente ay ang vice presidente. Dahil sa ilalim po ng konstitusyon, siya po ang aangat at magiging pangulo. So ito po ang isa sa probably motive ng ating pinag-uusapan ngayon at ito po ang siguro ang end result na gusto nila mangyari. Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
To the NBI, may I just confirm, because D.S. Albi Benitez made a very strong manifestation that the Vice President will be the one to benefit in case something happens to the President. Was this considered also in your investigation?
Yes, ma'am. It was considered in our investigation. Ano po. Katulad po nung i-play yung video kanina, kung babalikan nyo, sabi niya hanggang number 2 lang ako, walang number 1. So we consider that is a statement that she is longing to be the number 1.
All right. That is for the record.
Madam Chair.
The Honorable D.S. Biron, you're
you.
raising your hand. You will be called next.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to direct this question to Director Matibag. Director, sa inyong investigation, in your investigation, involving the threat of the Vice President against the life of the President, the First Lady, and the former Speaker, have you consulted a psychologist or a psychiatrist to evaluate this threat? I'm asking this question, Madam Chair, because it's very apparent that the Vice President has consistently displayed a violent behavior. That's all, Madam Chair.
For the guidance of the members, the question is about the psychiatric issue of the Vice President, alleged against the Vice President. The NBI may answer.
Well, una nga po, sinasabi namin it is an ongoing investigation. So sa tanong po ni Kagalang-Galang Biron, yan po ay kasama talaga. In fact, meron po kaming behavioral science department, mga professional psychologists who can assess the mental behavior of the Vice President. Lamang nga po, hindi po siya dumalo dun sa patawag ng NBI nung iniimbestigahan po itong threat. But until now po, we are processing it. Ang ginagawa po namin dun sa aming Behavioral Science Department, ibinabase namin dun sa mga video na nakikita namin. First, we authenticate the videos and titingnan po namin yung pattern. And I would like to go back to sa sinabi again ni Congresswoman De Lima na yung behavior, hindi lang po ni Vice President Sara Duterte, kundi yung behavior ng buong pamilya. Just recently nga po, which part of our submission, yung video doon no April 13, yung rally dyan sa Club Filipino, na may submission po kami niyan. Baka po pwede nating ipakita rin yon. And later on, I will repair the question for a more detailed kay R.D. Lotoc dahil naging parte po na investigation yan.
Madam Chair, can we have that video played?
Yes, Secretariat, please play the
Thank you,
video
Madam
in
Chair.
Club Filipino referred to by Director Melvin Matibag.
Sabihin na natin, may nakawan nangyari, bigayan ng pera, whatever. Kasi that should be enough. Nagkaroon na kayo ng presidente that tolerated it. So what's next? Dadagdagan nyo pa? Nagpasarap na kayo ng sobra-sobra, gusto nyo pa? You know, kung swerte na kayo sa buhay, it's time you give back to the people. Huwag niyong pahirapan yung mga tao. Tama na yan. Okay na yan. Siguro yung mga anak nyo maka-aral sa abroad, you can eat, you know, in a very nice restaurants. Tama na yan. That's
Is
okay.
this the video,
Isang
Director
ulo lang
Matibag?
naman ang kailangan
Yeah,
namin.
that one.
Ang ulo ni Bongbong Marcos!
Can we play that part again? Because that is the reference of the NBI. The last part of the video, please play again.
Back to the people. Huwag niyong pahirapan yung mga tao. Tama na yan. Okay na yan. Siguro yung mga anak nyo maka-aral sa abroad, you can eat, you know, in a very nice restaurants. Tama na yan. That's okay. Isang ulo lang naman ang kailangan namin. Ang ulo ni Bongbong Marcos!
Director Matibag?
Yeah, that's the video, the last portion where he is referring to the ulo of Bongbong Marcos. And if you recall, on the previous videos that was shown, nandoon din po yung sinasabi rin ni Vice President Sara, ulo ni Bongbong Marcos. So those pattern of behavior, kasama po yan sa pag-aaral po ng mga eksperto namin sa psychology po. And I would like to refer to R.D. Lotoc para discuss niya po doon sa portion ng grave threat, kasama po talaga yung proseso dapat na yan.
With the indulgence of the Esperon, they would like to expound on the issue that you raised. The NBI agent is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Actually, based sa investigative cycle phases na sinusundan ho namin, nagpo-fall ho siya sa ikatlong phase. If I may, yung first phase ho na sinundan namin yung identification and preservation, which was explained by Agent Calilong. And then the second phase, collection and hashing, which was also explained in order to preserve the data. And then yung pangatlo, yung tinatawag po naming analysis and attribution phase. In the analysis phase po, we organize and review the subject digital information. We look for patterns, consistencies, and links. We look for repeated actions, consistent threatening appearances, whether the same or intentional or just spur of the moments. So lahat po ito consider namin yung konteksto kung paano ho kami nag-conclude na indeed yung threatening appearances ng ating Vice Presidente ay papasok ho sa crime of grave threats.
All right, so you apply the totality
Yes, ma'am.
of all the videos presented in your conclusion as to whether or not threat was committed by the Vice President. You
Yes,
continue.
ma'am. As a matter of fact, yung isa sa mga reason kung ba't nag-issue kami ng subpoena sa ating Vice Presidente ay para ho ma-interview din siya ng aming mga eksperto, ng aming mga psychologists.
But just for the record, dumating ba siya dun sa subpoena ninyo?
Hindi po, ma'am.
She did not appear. DS Beron, do you have additional clarificatory
That's all,
questions?
Madam Chair. Thank you so much.
Can I ask something, DS Beron? Because sometimes I hear psychiatric issue, sometimes I hear psychological issue. What is the difference between the two?
I think D.S. Garin would be in a better position. He was,
Okay.
She was a former secretary.
With the
of Health.
indulgence of the Honorable Marcoleta, I just overlooked the name of DS Janet Garin and Congressman Digamo. But after them, we will be recognizing you. DS Garin is recognized.
Madam Chair, I can yield to Congressman Paulo Marcoleta. May inaanak after Kong Biron. But just to answer your question, a psychiatrist is a medical doctor trained into the mental makeup of a person. A psychologist is not a doctor, but they also handle the behavior of certain individuals. I can dwell into that, Madam Chair, but I believe at the proper forum because I was not called as an expert witness on that part, and I am also not a psychiatrist. Thank you, Madam Chair.
For the guidance of the viewing public, DS Perds Biron and DS Janet Garin are both medical doctors. The next to manifest, and I think she is the last, if
Madam
there are
Chair.
no other interested justice members, meron pa, is Congresswoman Janice Digamo. Naalala ko lang kung during our determination of substance, marami kang pinaiyak. And I overheard that today is the birthday of your husband.
Tama po, that's right po. And instead of spending it with him dun sa amin, I decided to come today because there are things that troubles me that I would like to raise to this august body.
All right. Let's hear from the Honorable Congresswoman Janice Digamo.
Madam Chair, hindi po ako lawyer. Pero sa tingin ko po, what I am about to say has something to do with the security, not just of the province of Negros Oriental, but in a bigger scale, the whole country in general. The Vice President and the alleged mastermind of my husband's murder appear to share a common connection through attorney Ferdinand Tupacio, who is both the lawyer of Mr. Teves and a known ally of the VP. We also learned that the Vice President visited Mr. Teves while he was in jail. At first, there were different reports about that visit. Later, it was clarified that the visit was indeed of Mr. Teves, according to SILG Remulla. However, during a Justice Committee hearing, Congressman Chel Jokno raised a serious concern that the purpose of that visit may have been related to harming Mr. Madriaga, a witness to this case. Madam Chair, if there is even a possibility that this is true, this is really very alarming. Until now, we have not heard any clear explanation from the VP. There was an interview that she was asked whether or not the visit indeed took place. And the answer was brushed aside, and I think what she said was, hindi niya kilala si Madriaga, but did not answer directly whether or not she went to visit Teves in jail together with his lawyer. As the second highest official of the country and someone who plans to run for the highest position, the public deserves a clear answer. Ganito po kasi yun. When my husband was murdered, kayang gawin ito ng isang politiko. At mas lalong kaya itong gawin ng walang katakot-takot kung ang backup ng isang taong may kilalang assassin ay isang taong nakapwesto sa ikalawang pinakamataas na posisyon ng ating government. We have also heard statements made publicly that included threats against other officials. Some may say these were said out of emotion. But for families like ours who have experienced real violence, we cannot take such statements lightly. We know that words, especially from powerful people, can have real consequences. That is why we are asking for clarity, truth, and accountability. In fairness to the Vice President, since she is not present today, maaari ko ba pong i-direct yung aking mga katanungan to the National Bureau of Investigation?
You may proceed, Honorable Digamo.
NBI Director, sir, may I know of the current status of the investigation regarding the reported jail visit po?
Well, nag-imbestiga po kami dyan dun sa visit na yan, and we have established that on 2 occasions, Vice President Sara Duterte visited the BJMP in Campagong Diwa, initially trying to visit Ramil Madriaga, but we were informed by Madriaga that ayaw niyang humarap. At the same time, nung nangyari yon, ang pinuntahan niya ay si Arnie Tevez po.
May ebidensya po ba tayo? Kasi palagi nating sinasabi, dapat may resibo. In fairness to the VP, we need to show to the public na hindi lang po ito gawa-gawa na statement na nag-visit siya, hindi lang ito sinisiraan siya, kaya sinasabi na she visited. Maaari po kaya nating ma-include bilang evidence or pieces of evidence proof that indeed there was a visit that took place?
It was confirmed by the then jail warden po doon, and in fact the NBI are requesting for the CCTV even before, but we have reports na may official report po kami na nangyari yung pagbisita, and we are also nag-issue kami ng subpoena to get the logbook po ng mga bumisita rito.
Mahalagang parte po ang ebidensya sa ating pagtatanong because again, in the province of Negros Oriental, back in 2022, when she ran for office as Vice President together with the President, magka-allies po kami with this group. And ayaw po natin na sasabihin na kini-question natin yung kanyang intensyon. Pero para po sa amin na, who live in Negros Oriental all our lives, napakahalaga po ng ebidensya na maipakita para hindi po sasabihin na meron tayong kinikilingan or we are just trying to destroy or to yung pagsabihan siya ng hindi tama. Para po maliwanagan ang aming taong bayan in Negros Oriental kung ano talaga yung real score po dito. Kasi po, if I may say this further, we have kasama po namin ng mga biktima who are also loyal supporters of the VP. Yung the kind who will really bring placards for her. And kung may katotohanan po ang sinasabi ni Madriaga, na pinuntahan siya at siya ang target ng pagpunta kay Tevez, dapat po maliwanagan yung aming mga kababayan in Negros Oriental to the harm that it could possibly bring kung totoo man po ito. Kasi po, talagang naniniwala tayo na hindi tama na violence ang magiging sagot sa ating mga gustong mangyari. No matter how difficult it will be na ituwid ang mga bagay, parang hindi po talaga dapat option ang violence. And last po, is there any link, any verified link between the visit and any plan to harm Mr. Madriaga po?
there was a report of an attempt to harm Mr. Madriaga in one occasion, and nagpadala po kami ng mga investigating officers doon from NBI at na-establish po na meron talagang isang detained prisoner doon na bagong lipat pa lang ay nag-attempt na saktan po si Mr. Madriaga.
Salamat po, NBI Chair. Madam Chair, we are not here to accuse without basis. We are here to seek answers, not only for our family, but for all Filipinos who deserve leaders they can trust. Yan lang po, Madam Chair. Maraming salamat.
That concludes our deliberation on the allegations of threat and destabilization. Thank you, Congresswoman Janice Digamo. Of course, the wife of the late Governor Ruel Digamo, who was murdered while serving his constituents in the province of Negros Oriental. Thank you, Kong Janice. Since we have concluded already our deliberations on the allegations of threat and destabilization, we anticipate the committee to decide on whether or not we will be determining the existence or non-existence of the probable cause now. But before we go to that, let me direct again the COMSEC. Please call the Vice President for the 4th time.
May the committee know if the respondent, Vice President Sara C. Duterte, is present in today's hearing. The respondent, Vice President Sara C. Duterte, is not present in today's hearing, Madam
Let
Chair.
it be placed on record that the committee secretary called for the 4th time Respondent Vice President. And to this hour, she continues to be not around in our proceeding today. The same is for our intention to cater to the Vice President the continuing opportunity to present her evidence, including counter evidence to what has been presented already by the NBI, including raising clarificatory questions through the justice members. That is for the record. Would you like to say something, Director Matibag?
Madam Chair, if there's no other questions directed to the Bureau, maybe be excused by the committee. We have to go back to our office. Hindi po natutulog yung krimen kaya may mga huhulihin pa po tayo.
May we confirm from the justice members the requested excuse, to be excused by the NBI Director? No objection?
No objection, Madam Chair.
All right. With that, we excuse NBI Director Melvin Matibag, including all the agents who are with him. Maraming salamat po for taking time with the Justice Committee in our impeachment proceeding.
Maraming salamat din po. Buhay po kayo.
The NBI officials are excused.
Ngayon kayo bilang Pilipino, ano ang masasabi nyo at reaksyon sa balitang ito? Mag-iwan kayo ng komento sa ibaba at atin niyang babasahin isa-isa.